this is something that I've been personally preoccupied with for as long as I can remember. I was 8 years old when my grandmother died, and I remember my mom the day or so before, it was probably a week or so before, my grandmother was living with us. She had cancer, and they took her to a hospital when she was terminally ill. And I remember fairly vividly her saying, "Say goodbye to Grandma, you're never going to see her again." And 1 week later, she died. And I remember sitting on my bed, I'm 8 years old, looking at my stamp collection. And I'm like looking at the stamps, and I had a bunch of old American stamps with pictures of presidents on them. And I'm like, wow, all these guys are dead. Grandma's dead. My mom and dad are going to be dead someday. And then I'm like, I'm going to be dead someday. That is fucking unacceptable. I don't remember using that word at the time at 8 years old, but I do remember that being an immensely impactful notion that I immediately dismissed, but nevertheless have constantly found myself either implicitly or explicitly musing about somewhat constantly ever since. I wouldn't say that I'm preoccupied with death. In fact, quite the contrary. But on the other hand, I do find myself pondering it rather often. When my parents died, I was sad, of course, as I think many people would be. But then right after that, I was like, oh man, that means I'm on deck. You know, as I'm in the middle of middle age, I must say that, like a lot of people, I find myself, on the one hand, savoring the fact that I should have quite a few years left, while at the same time hoping that when the time does come, either unexpectedly or otherwise, that I have the kind of courage that my folks and lots of other, probably millions of people, have had to bear that experience with the kind of equanimity that I admire in others.